Hi everybody, it's Darcy from the Purposeful Pantry. Thanks for joining me today. I'm about to share a video with you that I did yesterday on my Facebook group, Dehydrating Tips and Tricks. I'll leave a link for that down below where we talk about dehydrating and what we're working on, ideas about how you can use your dehydrated products. But yesterday I did a video, a live video, showing the difference between the Foodsaver FreshSaver Handheld Vacuum Sealer and the new FS1110 that's been released late last year at some point. Yeah, late last year sometime. So just wanted to do a little quick intro to tell you that's what's coming. Hey gang, it's time. We're going to do this video and talk about the Foodsaver Handheld Vacuum Sealers. What I have is the original, if you can see it right here, the original Foodsaver, which is what I've been using forever. Still plugged in charging. And then I purchased the new, it's not brand new, it's been out for a little while, but the new Foodsaver Handheld, the smaller, it's like a pocket version. It feels like a pocket version, but this is what we're going to be working with both of those today to kind of test the difference between the two and see what I think about them and see how well you like them. I can't see who's here. I see somebody watching. Want to say hi? Just leave a comment down say hi in the comments below so I know who it is. I'd love to say hi to you. So, I'm sorry that I'm starting early, but we got to move out from those storms. So, I'm going to flip you around really quickly and then try to get you settled in. And it's going to be a little dark because I don't have any of the ambient light that I normally have because of the storm. So, let me get this set up real quick. A little awkward. Try it right there. And let's see. Here is our setup. I haven't done it this way before. I always work in the long version. So, hey Lisa! How are you? How was work? You're home safe? Getting ready for your storm? You're about to get a ton of snow, aren't you? All right. So here we go. I have here the Foodsaver FreshSaver that's a few years old. It's been around for a while. And then this is the new, and I think the number on it is the FS1110. It's the new Foodsaver. It's quite a bit smaller, much lighter. It has a little docking station that keeps it upright because this one won't stand. This one's quite, I think I just said this one's a little bit heavier. The price is about the same. This is about $22.97 at Walmart. This was $24.99 at Target. If you purchase it, or if you're looking at Target, the store may have it listed as $29.99, but if you go in with the app, show them the price difference, they'll adjust it for you at the register. So, before you start with it, make sure that you give this a good 12 to 24 hours to charge. It needs a good long time. I tried using it about 5 hours after I plugged it in, and you could tell it wasn't quite ready. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to start out that these are necessary for doing any kind of vacuum sealing with your canning jars. They are the Foodsaver jar attachments. You have one in regular and one in wide mouth, but they are absolute necessity for this. Now, we're going to put the regular for later because it's a little extra and it needs some extra attention. So what I have here are 2 jars with clean lids full of popcorn. And before you start any vacuum sealing project, or before you start any, just like when you started with any canning project, you're going to take a cloth and run it around the rim to make sure that any food particles aren't still hanging on there from when you filled your jar up. And it gives you a chance at the last minute to check for any imperfections. Imperfections or food might make your lid not seal properly, which will introduce moisture and oxygen into your jars, which shortens the shelf life of your food. And if you're going through all this work to put this in your pantry, you want to make sure that it does the best that it stays the best that it can. So we're going to put lids on, clean lids right there. Then we're going to take our wide mouth Foodsaver attachment and we're going to place it on top of the jar. And you want to get it firmly down so that it doesn't rock. Now I'm going to take the old version. I'm going to place it right on top, centered over the hole. And what you're listening for, there's no light to tell you it's finished. What you're listening for is a pitch change, and then when the pitch change stops, when it just starts to hold the same pitch for a while, then you know you're done. So here we go. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, there was your pitch change, and then it stopped. It just stayed on that same tone. So when you pull this off, you're going to hear a little noise. So there's your seal. pull the jar attachment off, which is going to be, and you have a can that does not come off with any amount of pressure with my fingers. And you can tell with the nails, I am pushing pressure. So to test it so that you can hear how it seals, that was a seal. Okay. So now we're going to try the new little food handheld vacuum sealer, the Foodsaver Handheld vacuum sealer. Different than the large one. This one you take off this little casing, which works for the bags and it works for the canisters, but for the Foodsaver attachments and the wine bottle attachments, it has this little nib that you're looking for. Let me see if I can get it in the camera. Do you see that right there? That is going to go into the hole here. Now when you put it in, it's not going to feel like it's really snug. It's really easy to pull out. It's not very long, and it might feel like you're not really in there, but trust me, you are. So get it put inside. Make sure that it's vertical, that you're not leaning it too far to the left or the right, and you're going to do the same thing as we do with the other one. We're looking for a pitch change that moves and then stops and stays at the same tone for a while. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear the difference with that. It's so much quieter. And here we go. And that's staying about the same pitch. So we're done. You hear that? Take the top off and you have a completely sealed jar. And this is not even moving. Take the lid off. And there's your seal. Okay. All right. So then for the small jar, put that back on just because it's what I do to make sure. Before we get to the small jar, let's do something fun, because the small jar is not so fun. What we have are the Foodsaver bags. This one came, I got 2 of these with the new Foodsaver. I don't think I got one with this one. I don't remember getting one, and if I did, I tossed it because I just don't remember having it. So this is a bag it's like the Foodsaver bags, the vacuum bags, but they're not as thick. It's more like a really heavy duty zip top bag for the freezer. It comes with a little vent right here, and then what you do is you fill it with your food. You make sure that the zipper is good and tight. You want it completely sealed all the way across, because if you try to seal this with this open at all it's going to do is just draw air through. And the same way, this one you just leave on the case. I mean the little attachment here, and you're going to put this over. I hope I got this right. Right over that seal, and you can see where there's an indentation there in the printing, so that you know where it goes. And you're just going to turn it on. You can see it right here. And in the same way, you're really looking for that pitch change to know it's finished. And there it goes. So now what you have is this bag of sealed food. The thing is that this plastic is not good for your pantry. Rodents can still chew into it. I should say it's not good for really long-term storage. I mean, if you're going to put something up for a little bit, this is going to be great. It also is an expensive bag. I think the last time I checked, they were about $1 a piece. So they're not something that you're just going to want to use and toss. You're going to want to use it, wash it, dry it out thoroughly, and then use it again. But they're handy, and it's kind of cool, kind of fun. All right, so let's get on with this, the extra can. The Foodsaver attachment for regular mouth jars has had a bit of a problem where it doesn't always seal these jars very well. And so in research on the internet, hearing stories from other people, and what I've been doing in the past, actually I go to almost always wide mouth jars now, but for the things that I have, for like some of my powders I keep in the really tiny jars, this is what you do. In the same fashion, go through and double check to make sure that your lid, that your canning jar is clean, that you have no nicks or cracks within your rim. Then you're going to go through and put in your brand new lid on top, just like normal, and then you're going to take a second lid. What I have is a lid that I keep the Foodsaver name on, and I know that this is my Foodsaver lid, but after a while these do wear down a little bit, so they get smushed after all the vacuum sealing, and you may have to go ahead and replace it. So this gets inverted and put down on top of your jar. Just like the other one, you take your jar attachment, throw it right on, and you want to make sure it's fully sealed, doesn't rock. This one does because it's extra. I'm sorry, I'm using that word a lot, but this just drives me nuts. So we're ready. Foodsaver, take off this piece, your nib inside the hole, and you're going to vacuum seal just like you did before. See how quiet it is? It's awesome. It still always makes me think it's not working because it's so quiet. It's kind of weird. We haven't heard a pitch change now. It's stabilized. So here we go. Take this off. And if yours is like mine, sometimes this little ring comes out, so just put it back in. And then we have a fully sealed jar. We're testing it out. There you go. Okay, so what are my thoughts? Let me pull you guys back off. Sorry about my hand. And flip you back around and look at my dirty dishes. So there you go. My thoughts on both of them. Excuse me. This, it's older. The battery isn't as good. It takes a little while longer to charge it up. But it's hefty and it feels good in my hand. I mean, it makes me feel like I've got something that's actually working. Excuse me just a second. But there's a feel to it that makes me feel like it's working better. This one right here, it's small, it's compact, it has that docking port, which makes this really great because it can just sit in the corner and stay charging all the time if I wanted it to. But also going into storage, it's not going to take as much space up. It's so much quieter. I'm going to be really honest that it took me a while to get the hang of it. When I first got it, I expected it to work just like the other Foodsaver and didn't take that bottom case off, the clear bottom of this off, and it wasn't working, and it just frustrated me because it's just like the other Foodsaver. And even though I'd seen the videos about how it works, they'd never used it with the actual jar attachment, so I didn't see why it had to be different. But it is. You have to take it off and use this nib because that's important. That's the way it's going to work. So those are my thoughts about it. I'm going to flip through here and see if anybody had a question. But if you have a question, let me know. I mean, if you have a question how it works, I'm happy with it. Excuse me, I'm really sorry. Allergies from this system coming in has kind of made me all sniffly and coughy today. Do I care which one I have? I don't. Having the white one would have been fine. I didn't need the new one. But it's nice to have, but it's not one of those things that I would have gone out and purchased just because I had to have the newest thing. If you don't have a large vacuum sealer, any of the Foodsavers or anything else, these are great to have to do small projects for putting away foods into your pantry. So if you're only working at 1 or 2 jars at a time, there's no point in dragging out your big one, and there's no point in owning a big one if you're not doing a lot of large quantity vacuum sealing. These are really handy, and I love them both. So whichever one that you want, get it. Like I said before, it's $24.99 for the Foodsaver at Target. It's $22.97 at Walmart for the white one. I didn't check the black price, so it could be different. So I love the new one for the quietness. Yeah, Lisa, you too. Becky, yeah, I know you like it. But honestly, it's a toss-up. So whichever one you have, go for the one you can afford. They both work really well. So thanks for watching. I'll leave links down below when this goes to get stored into Facebook. But if you have questions, leave them down below and I'll answer anything that you have. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.